Hello dears, welcome back. So here today we are going to discuss, or we can now find how do we breathe, the mechanism of breathing, or we can see how our respiratory system works. Okay, so you know what is breathing? Breathing is what we can say the process of taking oxygen rich air and giving out carbon dioxide rich air, right? Okay, so it is referred as breathing. That is, we breathe in air that is rich in oxygen, and we breathe out air that is rich in carbon dioxide. Okay, and it is an endless process, right? It's an endless process that continues throughout the life of a living organism, right? Every living organism has breathing up to their death, right? നമ്മളെ ഒരു ലിവിങ് ഓർഗാനിസം, ഏതൊരു ലിവിങ് ഓർഗാനിസവും ഡെത്തിന്റെ തൊട്ട് മുന്നേ ഡെത്ത് സംഭവിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് ആ ബ്രീത്തിങ് സ്റ്റോപ്പ് ചെയ്യുക, അപ്പോഴാണ് ഡെത്ത് സംഭവിക്കുക എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, റൈറ്റ്? ഓക്കെ, സോ ബ്രീത്തിങ് ഈസ് എ endless process that continues throughout the life of a living organism. Okay, and how we breathe, how do we breathe? Here it is given, that is in page number 111. Okay, so let us now learn about the mechanism of breathing. So normally we take in air through nostrils. So the figure is given. Our respiratory system consists of nasal passage, oral cavity, pharynx, trachea, lungs, ribs, like that. So it is given in the figure 10.4, that is page number 112. Okay, so human respiratory system is given here. So we can look into that. That is, normally we take in air through our nostrils. So first part is nostrils. Okay, so first part is nostrils, and when we inhale air, it passes through our nostrils into the nasal cavity. Okay, so then the air from outer air we take the air through nostrils, and then it goes to nasal cavity or nasal passage. Okay, so nasal cavity, then the air goes through nasal, it passes through our nostril into the nasal cavity, and from nasal cavity the air reaches our lungs. Okay, so from there the air reaches to our lungs. So here we can see the figure in the next page, that is nasal passage, that is നമ്മള് മൂക്കിലൂടെ നമ്മൾ ശ്വസിക്കും, right? So at the time of breathe in, or the air around us has various type of unwanted particles such as smoke, dust, pollens, like some other particles are there in our atmospheric air, right? So when we inhale, the particles get trapped in the hair present in our nasal cavity. So നമ്മൾ nasal cavity ഉള്ളിൽ നമ്മൾ നോസ്ട്രിൽസ് പറഞ്ഞാൽ നിങ്ങൾക്ക് അറിയാലോ, മൂക്കാണ് ഉദ്ദേശിക്കുന്നത്, നമ്മളെ നോസ്, റൈറ്റ്? സോ നമ്മൾ ബ്രീത്ത് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ഈ അറ്റ്മോസ്ഫിയറിക് എയറിലുള്ള ഡസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസും എല്ലാം കൂടെയാണ് നമ്മളെ nasal cavityയിലേക്ക് എൻ്റർ ചെയ്യുക, റൈറ്റ്? സോ nasal cavity consisting, or nasal cavity some hairs, right? So what that hairs do, what is the function of that hairs? That is, the particles get trapped in the air present in our nasal cavity. However, sometimes these particles may get past the hair in the nasal cavity. This may irritate the lining of the cavity, as a result of which we sneeze, and sneezing expels these foreign particles from the inhaled air, and a dust free clean air enters to our body. Okay, so sneezing is it is an immunity, നമ്മളെ ഇമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്യിക്കാനൊക്കെ ഉള്ളൊരു, നമ്മുടെ ബോഡി ഫോറിൻ പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസിനെ റിജക്ട് ചെയ്യുന്ന ഒരു പ്രവർത്തനമാണ് സ്നീസിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. അതായത് അൺവാണ്ടഡ് പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ്, നമ്മുടെ എയറിലെ പൊളൻസ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഡസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് എല്ലാം നമ്മൾ നേസൽ ക്യാവിറ്റിയിലൂടെ അകത്തേക്ക് നമ്മൾ ബ്രീത്തിങ് ചെയ്യുമ്പോൾ ആ എയറിന്റെ കൂടെ അകത്തേക്ക് പ്രവേശിക്കുന്നു, റൈറ്റ്? So that unwanted particle, we doesn't want that particles, we only want the oxygen for our respiration, right? Okay, so that unwanted particles ne expel cheyan vendite nammale body oru mechanism ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് എന്ത് ഈ സ്നീസിങ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്. സ്നീസിങ് എന്ത് ചെയ്യും? ഈ ഡസ്റ്റ് പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസ് അൺവാണ്ടഡ് പാർട്ടിക്കിൾസിനെ എല്ലാം എക്സ്പെൽ ചെയ്യും. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഇറ്റ് ഈസ് എ പ്രിവെന്റീവ് മെഷർ ഓർ ഇമ്മ്യൂണിറ്റി ഇൻക്രീസ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു മെഷറാണ്. ഓക്കെ, so that is how sneezing happens, and you can see the figure. Nasal passage and also nasal passage and oral cavity are interconnected, right? Okay, നമ്മള് മൂക്കിൽ നമ്മളെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ജലദോഷം വന്നു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നേസൽ ഡ്രോപ്സ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മൾ ഡ്രോപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ നമ്മളെ എന്താ പറയാ ടങ് അല്ലെങ്കിൽ വായില് അതല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ തൊണ്ടയിൽ ആ ഒരു മരുന്നിന്റെ എഫക്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് അറിയാൻ പറ്റും, റൈറ്റ്? ഓക്കെ, സോ നേസൽ പാസേജും നമ്മളെ ഓറൽ ക്യാവിറ്റിയും ഇന്റർ കണക്റ്റഡ് ആണ്. അതുകൊണ്ടാണ് നമ്മൾ നേസൽ ഡ്രോപ്സ് ഒക്കെ നമ്മളെ നോസ്ട്രിൽസിൽ ഡ്രോപ്പ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ അതിന്റെ ഒരു എഫക്റ്റ് നമുക്ക് നമ്മുടെ ടങ്ങിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ നമ്മുടെ തൊണ്ടയിലൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് തോട്ടിലൊക്കെ നമുക്ക് അനുഭവപ്പെടും, റൈറ്റ്? ഓക്കെ, സോ ദെൻ കംസ് ഫാരിങ്സ് ആൻഡ് ദെൻ ട്രക്കിയ and lungs, ribs and diaphragm. These all constitute the respiratory system. Okay, so the air, first the air it passes through the nasal the air that we inhale through nostrils, then it passes through nasal cavity. From nasal cavity the air reaches to lungs through the windpipe. Okay, so windpipe is also known as trachea. Okay, so windpipe is also known as trachea. So from nasal cavity to trachea. Okay, from nasal cavity to pharynx and trachea. Pharynx and then trachea. Okay, trachea, or we can see we can give the name what? Windpipe. Okay, so then it enters to our lungs. Okay, so this is the passage of air that we breathe in. Okay, and also the air that we breathe out is coming this in the opposite direction, right? This is breathe out. This is breathe in. Okay, so that is from the nasal cavity the air reaches our lungs through the windpipe. Lungs are present in the chest cavity. The cavity is surrounded by ribs on the sides. A large muscular sheet called diaphragm forms the floor of the chest cavity. So breathing involves the movement of this diaphragm and rib cage. So ribs, you know, the ribs that is covered, രണ്ട് ലങ്സിനെ കവർ ചെയ്തിട്ട് നമ്മളെ റിബ്സ് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും, റൈറ്റ്? നമ്മളെ വാരിയിൽ നമുക്ക് പറയില്ലേ, അതാണ് റിബ്സ് കേജ്. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് ഓൾസോ ദർ ഇസ് എ ഡയഫ്രം, ഒരു മസ്കുലാർ ഷീത്ത് ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും, ഡയഫ്രം ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കും നമ്മളെ ഈ റിബ് കേജിന്റെ താഴെയായിട്ട്. ഓക്കെ, സോ the cavity surrounded by ribs on the sides, a large muscular sheath called diaphragm forms the floor of the chest cavity. Okay, so breathing involves the movement of this diaphragm and the rib cage. So how it happens? During inhalation, ribs moves upward and diaphragm moves down. So here also in the activity 10.4 and 10.5 it gives you more idea about breathing. So it is picturized here. When we breathe in, that is air is drawn in. So what happens? The ribs move out. That means the lungs expand. Okay, നമ്മൾ ബ്രീത്ത് ചെയ്യുന്ന ടൈമിൽ റിബ്സ് എന്താവും? ഔട്ട്വേർഡിലേക്ക് മൂവ് ചെയ്യും. നമുക്ക് ശ്വാസം വലിച്ചു പിടിക്കുമ്പോൾ തന്നെ നമുക്ക് ആ ഒരു ഫീലിംഗ് വരുന്നു, റൈറ്റ്? ദ റിബ്സ് മൂവ്സ് ഔട്ട്വേർഡ് ആൻഡ് വാട്ട് ഹാപ്പൻസ്? ദ ലങ്സ് എക്സ്പാൻഡ്. ലങ്സിന്റെ കപ്പാസിറ്റി കൂടും, എക്സ്പാൻഡ് ചെയ്യും. ഓക്കെ, സോ ഇറ്റ് ക്യാൻ ഹാവ് മോർ ഓക്സിജൻ. ഓക്കെ, so there should be more space and it can have oxygen. Okay, and at that time what happens to the diaphragm? That is the muscular sheath forms the base. That is the diaphragm moves downward, right? So that all you can experience when you take a deep breath. Okay, so that movements you can experience by your own. Okay, so take a deep breath like this and slowly inhale, exhale that air that we take out. Okay, so that while doing that, you can experience all these changes. Okay, so during inhalation, ribs moves up and outward, and the diaphragm moves down. Okay, this movement increases the space in our chest cavity. That means the chest cavity expands. Okay, so and air rushes into the lungs. The lungs get filled with air, and that is inhalation. What happens during inhalation? During inhalation, the ribs moves outward and the diaphragm moves downward and the lungs cavity expands, right? Okay, so that can the lungs get filled with air. And next, during exhalation, what happens? The ribs moves down. During exhalation, the ribs moves down and inward, while the diaphragm moves to the former position. So it have a position like this given in the figure 10.4, right? It has an equilibrium position, right? So when we inhale air, that moves downwards, and when we exhale air, that diaphragm moves upward. Okay, or that means the diaphragm moves to the normal position. That is, the diaphragm moves back. Okay, so while diaphragm moves up to the former position, that is during exhalation. Okay, so this reduces the size of chest cavity and air is pushed out. So when we inhale, what happens? The diaphragm moves downward and also the ribs moves outward. So that creates more space in lungs, right? Lungs cavity. And during exhalation, what happens? The diaphragm moves upward, or the diaphragm come into the axial position, and also the ribs moving towards or moves inwards. Okay, so at that time the lungs cavity somewhat contracted, right? That means the space in lungs cavity decreased. So what happens? This reduces the size of chest cavity and air is rushed out of the lungs. So the carbon dioxide rushed out of the lungs. That we breathe out. Okay. So these movements in our body can be felt easily. So when we take a deep breath, we can experience all these movements. Okay. So after having learned that during breathing, there are changes in the size of the chest cavity. So you have to find the chest cavity or the size of the chest when you inhale air and when you exhale air. Okay, so you have to check that, and you should write the measurements in the table 10.2. That is the activity 10.4 and 10.5 given to you. Okay, so you should do that so you can find the difference. Okay, so during inhalation, what happens? The chest cavity expands, right? So at that time, the size of the chest will become more when compared to that of exhalation. Okay, so that you can experience, and you have to write down the measurements here in 10.2, table 10.2. Okay, so to understand the expansion of the lungs, pull the rubber sheet. These activities also, what the expanding or inhalation or exhalation, that creates some changes in the chest width. Okay, chest size in the difference കാണിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഇൻഹേൽ ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴും എക്സേൽ ചെയ്യുമ്പോഴും ഉണ്ടാവുന്ന മാറ്റം കാണിക്കാൻ വേണ്ടിയിട്ടാണ് ഈ 10.4 activity 10.4 and 10.5 is given to you. Okay, so that you should do. Okay, so that is about how we breathe in and how we breathe out. That is, breathe in and one exhalation and one inhalation. Inhalation and exhalation constitute one breathing, right? So that is how we breathe. So what do we breathe out? That we all know we breathe out carbon dioxide, right? So how we can find it is carbon dioxide or other some other gases? That is, in the previous chapter you learned that how to test the presence of carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide presence എങ്ങനെ നമുക്ക് ടെസ്റ്റ് ചെയ്യാൻ പറ്റും? നമ്മൾ ഫിസിക്കൽ ആൻഡ് കെമിക്കൽ ചേഞ്ച് ചാപ്റ്റർ സ്റ്റഡി ചെയ്ത ടൈമിൽ പറഞ്ഞിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. That carbon dioxide makes the lime water milky, right? The presence of lime water turns the the presence of carbon dioxide turns the lime water milky. Okay, so that experiment is given by the activity 10.6. Okay, 10.6 ൽ നമ്മൾ എക്സേൽ ചെയ്യുന്ന എയർ ഒരു ലൈം വാട്ടറിലൂടെ പാസ് ചെയ്ത് കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ ആ ലൈം വാട്ടർ മിൽക്കിനെസ്, ആ ഒരു ലൈം വാട്ടറിന് മിൽക്കിനെസ്, ദാറ്റ് മീൻസ് ഒരു മിൽക്കി കളർ ഒബ്റ്റെയിൻ ചെയ്യുന്നതായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണാൻ പറ്റും. ദാറ്റ് ഇൻഡിക്കേറ്റ്സ് ദ എയർ ദാറ്റ് വി എക്സേൽ ഈസ് കൺസിസ്റ്റിംഗ് ഓഫ് carbon dioxide, right? So that activity you just go through that activity. Okay, so the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide in inhaled and exhaled air, it is given. That is, in a inhaled air consisting of 21%. So inhaled air consisting of inhalation. So inhaled air consisting of 21% oxygen. Okay, and that of it also consisting of some amount of, we know that is some other gases are found in our atmosphere, right? So when we inhale air, that gases also get into our nostrils and nasal cavity, right? Okay, so it also consisting of a small amount of, a very little amount of carbon dioxide, that is 0.04% carbon dioxide. Okay, so this is the composition of inhaled air. And also exhaled air. Exhaled air consisting of how much percentage of carbon dioxide? That is, it should be 60.4% of the percentage of oxygen and carbon dioxide in inhaled and exhaled air. That is, inhaled air consisting of 21% of oxygen and exhaled air consisting of 60.4% of oxygen and 4.4% of carbon dioxide. Okay, so while getting these percentage values, you may wonder, that is, we know we exhale carbon dioxide, right? But here it is shown that more percentage is for oxygen, right? Okay, so that is maybe our exhaled air also consisting of oxygen and also carbon dioxide, right? But when compared to inhaled air, it is mostly having most of the composition has oxygen. കൂടുതൽ ഓക്സിജൻ ആയിരിക്കും ഉണ്ടായിരിക്കുക, റൈറ്റ്? ബട്ട് നമ്മൾ എക്സൈൽ ചെയ്യുന്ന എയറിൽ മോർ എമൗണ്ട് ഓഫ് കാർബൺ ഡൈ ഓക്സൈഡ് ഉണ്ടാവും. അതിൻ്റെ ഒപ്പം തന്നെ ഈ ഓക്സിജനും എക്സൈൽ ചെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട് എന്നാണ് നിങ്ങൾ മനസ്സിലാക്കേണ്ടത്. ഓക്കെ, so that is about how we inhale and how we exhale. And next we have to find this thing. We need some more clarification that I will give you through WhatsApp. Okay, so you just don't bother about this percentage composition, that we will find a little later. Okay, so now we are going to find breathing in other animals, how other animals breathe in, and how the respiratory system working the different animals or different organisms. That animals such as elephants, lion, cows, goats, frogs, lizards, snakes, birds have lungs in their chest cavities like the human beings. So നമ്മുടെ human beings നെ പോലെ തന്നെ chest cavity lungs നമ്മളെ റെസ്പിറേറ്ററി സിസ്റ്റത്തിനോട് സിമിലർ ആയിട്ടുള്ള റെസ്പിറേറ്ററി സിസ്റ്റം ഉള്ള ആനിമൽസ് ആണ് ലൈക്ക് എലിഫന്റ്, ലയൺ, കൗസ്, ഗോഡ്സ്, ഫ്രോഗ്സ്, ലിസാർഡ്സ്, ലൈക്ക് ദീസ് ആനിമൽസ്. ഓക്കെ, But how do other organisms breathe? Like, do you also do these earthworms and cockroach that have lungs and the other respiratory organs? Do they have the same respiratory system? Definitely they will not have. Okay, so cockroach has a small opening on the sides of its body. Okay, so cockroach has a small opening on the sides of its body, and other insects also have similar opening. So insects, in the case of insects, they have a small opening side of their body. Okay, so these openings are called spiracles. Okay, so this opening is called spiracles. Okay, so insects have a network of air tube called trachea. So it is not our trachea that is found in our respiratory system, not that kind of trachea. The network of air tubes found in cockroach and other insects is called as trachea. Okay. Okay. So it is called as trachea. The insects have a network of tube called trachea for gas exchange. Okay, so here the tracheal system of a cockroach is given in the figure 10.9. Okay, you can look into that figure. And oxygen-rich air rushes through spiracles and into the tracheal tubes. So that small opening spiracles collects the air from outside, right? So the oxygen-rich air rushes through spiracles and they get into that tracheal tubes and diffuse into the body tissue, and what happens then? And reaches every cells of the body. Okay, so every organism makes the energy for their life in their cells, right? Every organism has some cellular respiration, right? So that cellular respiration needs oxygen. Okay, so that oxygen, how the cockroach get? That is, the air rushes into the tracheal tubes through these spiracles, and then it reaches to every cells of the body. Okay. Similarly, carbon dioxide from the cells goes into the tracheal tubes and moves out through the spiracle. So similarly, when they exhale, what happens? The carbon dioxide from the cells goes to tracheal tubes, and then it goes out through these spiracles, that small openings. Okay, so these air tubes or trachea are found only in insects and not in any other group of animals. So it is special, or it is unique to insects. This respiratory system is unique to insects. That is, insects consisting of the respiratory system of insect is also known as the tracheal system. That is, it consisting of a spiracle, that is small opening, right? And then a tracheal system, that is tracheal tubes, right? Okay, so it is only found in insects. And what about earthworm? So now we found how the insects breathe in and breathe out. And what is the case of what about earthworms? Earthworms are small animals, small organisms, right? So earthworms, we know earthworms breathe through their skin, right? Earthworms can breathe through their skin. And this skin of an earthworm feels moist and slimy on touching. So gases can easily pass through them. So their skin is somewhat a special type of skin, right? So the skin of an earthworm feels moist. ഒരു moisty appearance, ഒരു slippery appearance ആയിരിക്കും ഈ earthwormന്റെ skin എന്ന് പറയുന്നത്, right? Okay, so the skin of an earthworm feels moist and slimy on touching. Gases can easily pass through them. Okay, so though frogs have a pair of lungs like human being, they can also breathe through their skin, so which is moist and slippery. So frogs can live. Frogs have two lungs. Also, they can respire through their skin also. Okay, so it is an amphibious animal, right? Frogs in നമുക്കറിയാം, frogs in waterലും അതുപോലെ landലും ലീവ് ചെയ്യാനുള്ള ഒരു കപ്പാസിറ്റി ഉണ്ട്. സോ ലാൻഡിലായിരിക്കുമ്പോൾ അവര് നോർമൽ നമ്മളെ റെസ്പിറേറ്ററി സിസ്റ്റം വർക്ക് ചെയ്യുന്നത് പോലെ ലങ്സിന്റെ ഹെൽപ്പോട് കൂടി അവര് ബ്രീത്ത് ഇൻ ചെയ്യാൻ ബ്രീത്ത് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യും. വെൻ ദേ live in water, but they can respire through their skin. Okay, so സ്കിന്നിലൂടെ ഫ്രോഗ്സിന് ബ്രീത്ത് ഇൻ ചെയ്യാനും ബ്രീത്ത് ഔട്ട് ചെയ്യാനും സാധിക്കും. Okay, so earthworms and frogs can respire through their skin. Okay, and what about breathing underwater? That is the water, like fishes and other animals found in water, they live in water, right? So how they respire? So can we breathe and survive in water? Definitely we cannot survive underwater for a long time, right? So there are many organisms which live in water. How do they breathe underwater? Okay, so fishes have some special characters, some special kind of organs that is known as gills. Okay, so gills in the fishes help them to use oxygen dissolved in water. So gills are the respiratory organ for fishes, right? വെള്ളത്തിൽ ജീവിക്കുന്ന ഫിഷസിനൊക്കെ വാട്ടറിൽ ഓൾറെഡി ഡിസോൾവ്ഡ് ആയിട്ടുള്ള ഓക്സിജൻ ഉണ്ട്, റൈറ്റ്? സോ ദാറ്റ് ഓക്സിജൻ ദേ ടേക്ക് ത്രൂ ഗിൽസ്. ഓക്കെ, ആൻഡ് ഗിൽസ് ആർ projections of the skin. You may wonder how gills help in breathing. That is, gills are well supplied with blood vessels. So nammal meente chegalapoovu ennu parayile, that is gills, right? So always they make movements on these gills, right? That is, they breathe in and breathe out. That movement is that respiration, breathing, we can see from outside as the movement of these gills, right? ആ ഗിൽസ് എപ്പോഴും ഇങ്ങനെ മൂവ് ചെയ്തുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നതായിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണാം. ആ ഫിഷസ് ബ്രീത്ത് ചെയ്യുന്നതാണ് അവരുടെ ആ ഗിൽസിന്റെ മൂവ്മെന്റ് ആയിട്ട് നമുക്ക് കാണുന്നത്, റൈറ്റ്? ഓക്കെ, so gills are projections of the skin and the gills are supplied with blood vessels. So gills are supplied with many blood vessels. Okay, so they can exchange gases through these gills and through these blood vessels. Okay, so that is how the fishes take oxygen, or they breathe. They can breathe under water. And how do the plants respire? The plants also respire. All the living organisms should have to respire, right? Okay. So how, or do the plants also respire? Definitely the plants also respire. So how it happens? That is, like other living organism, plants also respire for their survival. Okay, sorry, the plants also respire for their survival, as you have learned in class 6, that you know photosynthesis and other things, you know, right? Okay, so they also take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. In the cells, oxygen is used to break down glucose into carbon dioxide and water as in the organism. So plants also do respire, and they break down the glucose into carbon dioxide and water, and along with that release of energy, that energy they utilized for their growth. Okay, and in plants, each part can independently take in oxygen from the air and give out carbon dioxide. Okay, so they can, all the parts can take oxygen and they can give out carbon dioxide. And you already learned that plants have tiny pores called stomata for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So in the first chapter, you know what are stomata. Stomata, through stomata, the exchange of gases happen in plants. Okay, so stomata is used for the exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide in plants. Okay, so like all other living cells of the plants, the root cells also need oxygen to generate energy. Okay, so roots take up air from the space present between the soil particles. So you know the last lesson, you know, soil consisting of spaces, that is sandy soil, how too much spaces in between the particles, that is it is too aerated, right? So that air spaces, from that air spaces, the roots can take oxygen, right? Or the roots can take air. Okay, so the roots also need energy, and it can take oxygen from air spaces present between the soil particles. Okay, so that is about how the plants also respire, right? So these are about all living organisms need to respire to get the energy needed for their survival. So plants, animals, insects, human beings all need energy for their survival, right? So that energy is associated with this respiration. Okay, so that respiration gives us energy for our survival. Okay, so this is all about our chapter respiration in organism. Okay, so you just go through your summary, that is what you have learned, and you can read that summary that will give all about idea of this chapter. Okay, so that is here we are going to conclude our chapter, and you have to find the, or you have to do the exercises given in page number 180 and that is 118, 119. Okay, so if you feel any difficulty while doing this, you can ask me. Okay, so study well and do these works properly, and your exams are coming, and you should study, or you should read your textbooks thoroughly. Okay, all the details given in your textbooks, and you should read that textbooks 2 or 3 times. Okay, repeated reading only will give you the good marks. Okay, so all the best for your exams, and we can meet in the next videos. Till then, study well, take care, and thank you.